I was supposed to wake up at 7 for a dentist appointment. That was at 9. I showered. I have to go make up a quiz that I missed in school. So I'm just gonna get myself to look put together. Because when you look confident, what? When you feel confident, you look confident. And when you look confident, you perform confidently. So it's almost Thanksgiving. It's Tuesday, so my mom is coming into town tomorrow because I couldn't make it home. And I can't just call my mom. I was like, ah! And she was like, okay, fine. Let me find if there's any cheap flights to Boston and then I'll stay with you. And I was like, yay. So, but the reason I'm starting this is not to be all like mopey, but I'm definitely going through a difficult patch in my life. I've been going through difficult patches in my life since I was 12 years old, if I'm being honest. But I'm trying something different this time. I'm trying to find a creative outlet to distract my brain while also allowing it to express myself. And I think this was heavily inspired by Emma Chamberlain. I've watched her since her literal genesis. And she recently posted a video and it was pretty just normal. And that's just what she does. She romanticizes her life. She's real about how she always deals with depression, but she just learns different ways to cope with it. And now, like, when she deals with it, she kind of understands more about it. I feel like I've had points in my life where I feel like I can cope with it and I can manage it. Right now, I feel like it's kind of beating me up a little bit. And I'm noticing this and I'm starting to push people away. Because usually when I'm really sad, at least I have like a few people that I can talk to. Now I'm just like being really pissy at people because I don't want help. And that's not very good. So I feel like I need to figure some stuff out. But I'm trying a new way. Because in the past I've tried journaling, I've tried all these things. But I've even tried making videos like this. But this will be more like a video diary. Because if okay, here's the deal. If I'm not with someone at like an activity or class, I am absolutely on TikTok. If I'm not on TikTok because I have to do an assignment, I will have Netflix in the background, or I'll have a YouTube video split screened with my assignment. If I literally have to watch a lecture or something crazy, I will have music playing. Like, I will not allow myself to think. And that feels very counterproductive because it feels like I'm just pushing my emotions in. It's not like I'm gonna get on here and like talk about, oh, I'm really sad because X and Y, but in a way this feels like therapeutic. I don't know. I'm just going through a hard time. I usually go through hard times pretty often But this time, like, usually I'm depressed just because I'm depressed. Like, there's not really a reason. Now it's just, it was triggered, which is what makes this time differently. It was triggered because the person who I thought I was gonna marry and I broke up. And I know that sounds silly, but first love, I was convinced he was the love of my life. And it's really hard. Like, kudos to everyone who's ever gone through a heartbreak. It is really hard. It's my first heartbreak. And I thought I got really lucky. I mean, if you even ask our families, they thought we would, like, get married, I think. We lived together. We went on trips together. It was just a lot. I was fully convinced I was gonna move across the country for him, which already there, you're like, huh? But yeah, I was willing to make any sacrifices that had to be made to be with him, but he wasn't willing to put in the effort anymore. And therefore, I'm starting to make these videos because I need a creative outlet, or else I'm gonna continue to spiral. I've already spiraled for 2 months since the breakup. And I think I need to, this is my cat Mercury. Hi. Hi. I think she likes to play with my necklace until she literally like cuts off my oxygen. It's really scary. But she's a little kitten. She's been growing. Look. Say hi, Mercury. Hi, Mercury. I mean, hi, everyone. But oh, that's my cookie. Mercury. Yes? Oh, you want to be carried? You want to be carried? Before I got into cats, I thought that all cats were really mean. I feel like that's a really big misconception. I think it really depends on how you train your cat. Like, if you obviously rescue a cat that's older, it's really hard. But are you okay? I rescued her when she was 11 weeks old. I should have gone to take my quiz a long time ago, but scheduled it for 12:30 because I was supposed to have a dentist appointment until 12, and then I skipped it, so I've just been doing nothing. Even though I have a lot to do because it's midterms week. This is the reality. When I'm depressed, I don't do anything until the due dates are pressing onto me, like I can't breathe, and then I'm like, and then I get severe anxiety over it, and then I do it, and then it works out. And that's why it's horrible, because it usually works out. It doesn't work out the best way. Like, I would have done so much better had I started something earlier, but it works out enough to fuel that, oh, you'll be fine if you procrastinate. Also, if you guys are into fitness, I'm acting like anyone's gonna watch these. I don't think so, but maybe one day. Maybe one day if I have kids, I can be like, you're dealing with mental health issues? Let's look at my 20s and see how I navigated that, because it's the real world. Maybe. But if you guys are into fitness, I used to be big on lifting. I haven't done that in a while, but I'm running right now. I'm training for 2 half marathons, which sounds like, Camila, how are you sad but also motivated? That's the thing. All my life I've been sad. So I've learned to just find things that make me happy. But unfortunately, they don't make me happy forever. Which is what the issue is. Like, I will go on a run and I'll feel like the world is my oyster. And then I get home. But those things help, and I need to appreciate those things more. a lot has happened. A lot has happened since. Made it to school. It's literally nighttime. You'd probably be surprised at the time. It's 4:20. But it's already nighttime because it's Boston, you know, it's the East Coast. Yeah, a lot has happened. I made it to school, took my quiz, pretty awesome. It was my favorite professor. I went there, I was in her office, and she offered to grade it right in front of me. Did well, so that was a big win. And then, meanwhile, I also received a job offer at a place that I was training at and like interviewing. It's a little barista position, which is honestly my dream alternate career goal. Like if I weren't working to be a scientist, I would want to own a coffee shop just like every other girl. But I love coffee, and the fact that I got a formal official offer today, phenomenal. Like I signed the paperwork, it's official. I'm in the schedule for next week. I'm excited. So that gave me a big serotonin boost for a bit, and I'm excited about that. Just getting to work. I've been putting off working on this presentation for hours now. It's due tomorrow at midnight, but my mom's coming into town tomorrow, so I gotta try and figure that out. I need to fix my sleep schedule because my first shift next week starts at 5:30 in the morning. So I gotta figure that out. I think a big part of my sadness comes from being on TikTok so much, because TikTok feeds into every insecurity and sadness that you could ever have. Like all my For You page is on breakups and coping with breakups, and half of it is really good because I feel less lonely. It's empowering, but the other half is just, I'm so sad, and then I'm like, it is the end of the world. See, like I'm validating that. My camera died a few hours ago and I haven't moved from my spot, but I'm working on a really funny project. At least I think it's funny. Yes, she wants attention. Oh, so I've been working on a project, medical mystery project, for my pandemics class, plagues and pandemics class, and my patient is actually Cody Co. I feel kind of bad because I'm giving him the West Nile virus. It's not that bad though, it's just like a flu, but I feel kind of weird. I'm like going deep into like the storyline. Like look at some of this stuff. Let's meet our patient. Using some of his thumbnails. Where is he training? This is all like animated, but I'm like, there's a change in his thumbnails, because on his training account he went from like toughest challenge yet, 100 miles, to I'm sick and goodbye for now. And I was like, this is phenomenal content. I'm putting way too much effort into this project, but it's low-key nice. I could be doing drugs and doing crazier things right now as a 21-year-old. So I'm glad this is how I'm spending my Tuesday night. I'm going deep into the Cody Co. West Nile virus case study. Mercury. She's literally the most beautiful cat in the whole world. Yes. Oh. You scared me. You scared me so bad. I forgot it again. I don't really know what else to do. I'm just gonna continue doing my work. And I'm gonna go to bed. Which you already saw in the beginning of this video. Because I do the same exact thing every day. But I want to leave this video with this thought that's been lingering in my head, which is probably blatantly obvious to most people, but I was at this conference recently. Like, I just got home 2 days ago from this conference in Phoenix, and one of the speakers was talking about failure. And we're talking about imposter syndrome and feeling like you don't belong in the place in which you are. And the speaker had mentioned that all of it is derived by a way you perceive failure. And essentially, there are 2 ways to fail. One is a failure to not try. And second is a failure that happens when you're pushing boundaries set upon you. And I feel like that's really important because I've always seen failure as like a very like 2-dimensional she just likes to instigate things. I've always seen failure as a 2-dimensional thing. Like it is just a surface level. When you don't succeed, you fail. But no, there's 2 types of failure. One is the one that I feel like is the failure. It's just general failure. Like you failed because you didn't try. You didn't take that opportunity, so you failed. You failed to take that opportunity. Like that is a big concept. But the second one is like failing because you are pushing boundaries. That is so good. That is success. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but to some extent that's lingered in my brain. Hasn't really helped me in any way yet because I still feel like a failure, but I'm learning that there's different kinds of failures. And I'm like, yeah, most of the time it's because I'm not doing things, because I am unmotivated. I'm going through a lot in my life that it's causing me to feel the first kind of failure. But then why do I always feel failure if I'm not always not taking opportunities? And then I realized because the other portion of my life, when I am motivated and I fail sometimes, it's actually just because I'm doing the right thing. And I think that's important. It's important to differentiate those types of failures because one of them actually is success. Okay. And with that thought, I end there. She's about to attack me. Let's get Mercury to close out this little journal. Oh. Mercury. Say goodbye to everyone. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.